If I could go back to the day we met, I would probably do it all over. And I would choose not to be your friend when you...
Hi you guys, it is No Makeup Shannon. Welcome back to my channel for another Bad Girls Club season 17 review. And y'all, this is episode 3, and I have to say I was really pleased with this episode because a lot of stuff happened that, you know, I was interested in. So I'm not gonna make this a long video. I'm gonna try to not make it a long video. But y'all, in this episode we start off with where we left off. Kiana got dropped to the floor by Suzanne. Sayora starts to laugh at it. Kiara gets mad, and her and Sayora gets into it. Y'all, she threw water on Sayora, or whatever that was in the cup. She threw it on Sayora. Sayora snapped, got beat up. I have to say she got beat up, y'all, because she kind of did. Like, oh my god, I feel so bad for Sayora this episode. But you have to learn to not come into the house as a snake, and you'll be, you know, you'll be fine. And then y'all, Francesca, like, she's irritated me. Like, I feel like she needs to go. Like, I don't know, y'all, I'm just so tired of her. And after Sayora gets beat up, you know, her and Suzanne, they stay in the same room. So Suzanne went in there and she was kind of like looking at her like, yeah, I bet you won't say nothing. And y'all, I thought it was so funny because it's just like, I really didn't expect that from Suzanne. I really didn't expect her to be like the one that's kind of like, don't mess with me, don't say the wrong thing to me. I really thought she was going to be one of those weak girls, but I was definitely wrong about Suzanne. And I don't know, y'all. This episode was just really crazy to me. And y'all, Sayora and Kiana are now best friends. And I'm just like, Kiana, how do you go from being upset with Deshayla for holding her hand and holding Sayora's hand and talking to her, to basically being her best friend? Like, how does that happen? And Kiara was kind of like mad about it, which I can understand to a certain extent, because like Kiara said, it is kind of fake. How do you switch up like that? And I noticed in this episode, yes, Sayora and Kiana and Kiara and Suzanne's relationship seems the same, but I feel like in some ways it is different, because I don't really remember Kiara ever talking about Suzanne like she was trash. But I remember Kiana definitely talking about Sayora like she was trash. So I don't understand how you managed to not understand why she thinks you're fake. Like, Kiana, y'all, I really don't remember. But y'all, Seven gets her, you know, vagina waxed, and I thought it was the funniest thing ever, because this is just like, oh my god, I could just imagine how badly that hurts. Like, I just can't see myself doing something like that. Kiana was saying, you know, when all the girls left, she was all like, I just want to have fun, blah 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 blah. But Kiana, you're the one that asked for the drama, and now the drama is here and you can't deal with it. Like, I just don't get it. And then y'all, Sayora decides that she wants to have a friend over, and this is where things start to get kind of rocky, because I never say rocky. I don't know why I just said that. But yeah, y'all, this is where things kind of start to go left. Well, this is my left, this is you guys left. But so the guy calls. He's just like, hey, may I speak to Sayora? Kiana answers the phone, and Kiana basically was like, well, not Kiana, I always get them mixed up. Kiara was basically like, Sayora can't have calls right now, call back later, blah 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 blah, just being extra rude and extra petty for no reason. And I kind of didn't respect that, because it's just like, who do you think you are? Like, why are you telling this girl's guest that she can't have phone calls? Like, I just didn't like that. I really thought it was just so petty. Like, you're asking for problems. And that's one thing I'm starting to notice with Kiara. It's almost like she sometimes asks for problems. Like, nobody wants to have a problem. If you don't want to answer the phone, and if you know it's her guest, then just leave it alone. Don't answer the phone. Let somebody else answer it. Let her notice that the phone is ringing and let her answer it. Like, she did it 3 times, y'all, and I was just like, what's the point? Like, So y'all, I noticed that Kiana, I know I've said it already, but she's really fake, and I just don't respect her because I just don't understand how you go from not liking Sayora to being like this with her. One thing that I don't like, y'all, is when people come on the Bad Girls Club, I feel like a lot of people tend to use the word bully really lightly, and I just don't. It really irritates me every season. I feel like people just use the word bully extremely lightly. Like, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I think Kiara is somewhat not trying to be in charge of the house, but she's trying to pick certain issues. I do understand that, but as far as her being a bully, I'm not really seeing that right now. Like, I feel like Sayora was just like, oh, Kiara, keep getting her name mixed up. She keeps saying, oh, Kiara's being a bully. Francesca even said she was being a bully, and I'm just like, how is that being a bully? Like, yes, she is kind of like, if I want to, I don't even know how to explain this, y'all. I just feel like they use the word bully way too lightly. One thing about Kiara, I'm mad at her because she was like snapping on Kiana, saying, oh, you're not loyal, why are you her friend? Like, when are these bad girls gonna learn that there are no friends in the Bad Girls Clubhouse? Like, at some point you have to realize that. And I feel like if you really watch Bad Girls Club, then you would notice that. Like, why do you think she's your friend? Like, I really don't understand it, y'all. I really don't. So y'all, Kiana and Kiara gets into it, and Kiana and Kiara is like snapping and going off and doing the absolute most. Sometimes I feel like she does too much. And Francesca jumps in and says Sarah reminds her of the bullies that used to bully her at school. And it's just like, Francesca, just shut up. I feel like at this point she's trying to just jump in just to have something to say, and she just, I don't know, y'all, she's irritated me, and I don't like that, because I just feel like what have you done? We don't even know you, Francesca. That's my issue. Like, nobody really pays attention to you because you kind of stay out of the way. Like, y'all, I just don't understand her for real. So Lionel finally comes to the house, and he told Sayora, like, oh, this girl was answering the phone, being petty, blah 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 blah, which I expected him to say something, but it was just like, Lionel, shut up. And then when Lionel first came into the house, y'all, he was throwing so much shade and being kind of rude, and I can understand why he was being kind of rude, because Kiara was kind of rude to him on the phone. But I remember he saw one of her pictures, and he was just like, is that the girl that was just being rude to me? He was like, oh, she do not look like her picture. Because you know how boys like to kind of like talk about girls who look one way on like a picture on Instagram or something like that, and they love to basically say how some people look different in person. So he kind of threw shade when he said that. So y'all, Kiana finally meets Lionel, and she comes into the wherever they, I think they were in the kitchen, and Sayora introduces her and Lionel. And she came, this is why I don't respect her, because she came into the kitchen bragging about, oh, hey Lionel, like, the girls hate me. And I'm just like, why are you bragging about that? Like, I just don't get her. Like, I just feel like she's really fake, and I just can't deal. And then y'all, this is the part that irritated me the most. So they're sitting on the rooftop, and Kiana and Kiara kind of like talking, and Kiana asked Kiara, like, oh, I want to know, is anybody talking about me, blah 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 blah. Like, why do you need to know if people are talking about you? Like, you must feel, I don't even know what to say about Kiana, y'all. I just feel like she's the main one that asks for drama, and like Seven says, she loves to play the victim, like she didn't start it, or like she wasn't trying to be involved in the situation. I just really don't understand her, y'all. And one thing about Lionel, I hate that he kind of, like, as a man or a boy, whatever you want to call him, I feel like he came into the house on some disrespectful stuff. Yes, Kiara was being disrespectful to you, but one thing I really hated is that he came for her appearance, and I really just didn't understand that. I was just like, why is this guy being so disrespectful? Because like I said to y'all, he talked about her photo, how she looks different in person, basically saying she doesn't look as good as she did on her photo. And then another thing is, y'all, he said to Sayora, like, oh, she looks 42. And I was just like, what was your purpose in saying that? Like, it just seems so disrespectful to me. Like, you don't have to come for her appearance. I feel like with most guys, that's what usually happens, but I just didn't see how or why he decided to do that, to be honest. Now the girls go out. Lionel and Sayora decides to stay in the house, and I'm like, Sayora said that this guy is her ex-boyfriend, but I'm starting to wonder, like, is he just her buddy? You know what I'm saying? Like, are they just like, you know, I'm not gonna say the word because I don't want to like get copyrighted by YouTube, but yeah, y'all, but I'm wondering, like, who is this guy to you? You say it's one of your ex-boyfriends that you really cared about and you're really friends with, but are you guys just, you know, still having sex? Is that it? Like, I don't get it. I don't know, y'all. Like, I'm getting, I don't know, y'all. I get irritated quickly, and they're a little bit irritated sometimes, but so Kiara comes back to the house after they go to the club, and Kiara just comes in being extra petty. Like, this is one of the things that's gonna cause me not to like her. Like, stop trying to have issues with people. Like, I understand you don't like Sayora or whatever, but you're starting to look stupid. Like, stop coming into the house trying to start stuff. Just leave it alone and you'll be fine. And one of the things I hate about Sayora and some people is that they say little stuff like, I think girls just hate me because I'm pretty or something, and I'm just like, you don't, like, I don't understand why is it that people love to come for appearance. That's what drives me crazy, because don't assume, oh, I'm pretty, I know I'm pretty, that's why people don't like me, blah 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 blah. Like, it's just, I hate when people say that. I really do. So yeah, y'all, Kiara comes back into the house. She's being extra petty, saying that this guy has to go home. Isn't it past his stay time or whatever? And I'm just like, why is it such a big deal? Like, let the girl have company. Like, why is it your business? This is not only your house. And I thought it was a good idea when the BGC producers told him he had to go, because for one, he was throwing way too much shade. And at one point, Kiana was just like, I don't want him to leave. She didn't even do anything. I don't want him to go. And I'm just like, Kiana, like, it's irritating me, y'all, because I remember how much she used to talk about Sarah and how much she used to call her fake. And now you're literally like up her, you know, like, it's just weird to me. Like, I just don't get it. And then, y'all, this is the part that I was just like, dang. So Sayora and Kiana ends up getting into a second fight, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, oh my god, like, when I don't even remember what exactly happened, but I think Seven was kind of in between them, or she was trying to hold back Kiara, and Kiara reached over and like hit Sayora in the face on the side. You don't know what. And I was just like, dang. But then, y'all, I can't even lie, I'm not gonna say who won or who lost, because you couldn't really tell because the producers cut out a lot. But based on what I was seeing, Sayora got heated and she started like snapping. So what's up, bitch? What's up, bitch? I don't know who won, but I definitely would say that Kiara definitely didn't win this time, or Sayora didn't win. They were both kind of like going at each other and pulling each other's hair, stuff like that. But somebody, I think it was Suzanne, she did say that Sayora got beat up, so maybe she did. I honestly don't know. Like, I couldn't tell because they cut so much stuff out. Kiana, she's irritating me, y'all, because she starts to hold what's her name, she starts to hold Kiara back on the wall like this is Kiara in front of her, and she's like holding her back, and she starts crying while she's holding her back. Like, what are you crying for? Like, she just keeps crying, y'all. I'm just so lost. Like, what are you crying for? I don't get it. And then 7 starts to notice, and 7 is just thinking to herself, like, she said it in the discussions, in the confessionals, but she was just like, you asked for the drama, and every time it comes, you're crying. So I definitely can agree with 7 when she said that. Kiara ends up going to a hotel, and Sayora has like this big scar down her forehead. That scar looks so deep, y'all. I'm like, oh my god. And then what's her name? Kiana is sitting, I think, in the makeup room or somewhere, maybe in the living room, and 7 was right there on the top of the steps listening to her, and 7 just shook her head and she went down the stairs. And I guess she was thinking, like, you know what, I have to say something. So she walks down the stairs and she says to Kiana, like, why are you crying now? You asked for the drama, and basically just told her the truth. And they both start arguing. I thought they were gonna fight, and then 7 gets on the phone with the Bad Girls Club producers, and she's just like, you know, I don't do stuff like this, like, I beat people up, I fight, blah 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 blah. Because I'm glad somebody checked Kiana, because you seem to have a lot of mouth and a lot of tears, but you can't back anything up. And one thing about 7 is she started to cry. And I'm one of those people, like, when I get real mad, I start crying too. So I can understand why she started crying. Nobody understands why Kiana's crying, but yeah. And 7, I'm starting to like 7 a little bit. She also checks Francesca, because Francesca thinks she can just jump into conversations, and it's not like that. Like, why are you always trying to be inside of the conversation? Like, I just don't understand Francesca, because it just seems like she's bored and she doesn't have anything else to do, so she's just jumping in and out of everyone's conversation. 7 went to a hotel. Kiara also went to a hotel. They're both gone out of the house. And 7, when she left, she was just basically saying, I don't know if I can do this. Like, if I end up leaving, I want y'all to know that I tried really hard. And I don't want her to go, honestly, because I just feel like she would be a good addition to the house. But I don't know, I really don't want her to go, y'all. Like, not yet. I hope she didn't leave. I saw in the previews that Kiara didn't leave. I want to say she didn't leave, because it didn't seem like she did. Because usually when you see the previews and you don't see a particular person in it, that means they most likely left. So I guess we're going to see that in the next episode, which I cannot wait for. And y'all, the fight between Francesca and DeShayla, oh my god.
Brush your teeth. That what you want me to do, right?
Like, I don't know what to say, because it's just like, I'm a little bit surprised with Francesca. Like, even though she put her nose into stuff that it doesn't belong in, I'm kind of happy to see, because DeShayla spit on her, and spitting is kind of nasty. So if she ended up getting beat up, then she deserved it, because you don't spit on people. So yeah, y'all, that is the end of this review. I hope you guys really liked this. Sorry it was so long. I tried to make it short, but I tried, y'all. I didn't succeed, of course, but I tried. I hope you guys really liked this review. Please subscribe, like the video, let me know what you guys think, because this episode was it was good to me. It wasn't boring or anything. I feel like this episode brought out a lot in people that we had to see. So yeah, y'all, come back for the next review. And that is really it. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later in my next review.